you see a big block of concrete like this, it can be hard to come up with how much it might weigh. It's so big, it's hard to compare it to anything, unless you break it down into smaller pieces like the size of a milk jug. So I'm going to show you a quick way to estimate it just using a milk jug, and then also a little bit of a more precise method. So the milk jug size gives us about 5 across and 3 down. And I know that this is just about a perfect cube, and so it'll be 5 across that way too. So to get the number of milk jugs this will hold, it'll just be 5 times 5 times 3, and that would give us 75 milk jugs. And this is all assuming that the milk jug is more like a brick and has a flat top and all this space filled in. Each of these milk jugs, if it were concrete like a brick, it would be about 35 pounds. And so if we have 75 milk jugs times the 35 pounds per jug, that brings us to about 2,600 pounds for this entire block. If we do all of the actual calculations with tape measure, we get within 50 pounds of the milk jug approximation that we used. And so 31 inches is one of these side lengths, and it's a cube, so 31 inches times 31 will give you the volume in cubic inches. You divide by 12 cubed, and that would give you the cubic feet, and that comes about to 17.2 cubic feet is the volume of this block of concrete. And the average density of concrete is about 150 pounds per cubic feet, and so we'd multiply the 17.2 times 150, and that's where we get again about 2,600 pounds. It's a little bit under 2,600. And milk jug will give us a little bit over, but they're about 50 pounds, within 50 pounds of each other. And so it's a pretty good way to quickly, without measuring or doing the math, you can imagine a milk jug and how many times it would fit into this block to get a pretty good answer. So here's another example. How many pounds of rocks do we have here in the front loader? If we tried to do it with a tape measure, you can imagine it get pretty complicated because now it's not a square, and it's also not solid. There's gaps and stuff. So a quick way to approximate it would be, again, to sort of imagine how many milk jugs would fit in here and multiply by 35 pounds. So it's about 10 milk jugs long, and then the cross-sectional area here is about if you had 6 milk jugs, and so you get about 60 milk jugs worth, but I'd say it's about 75% full, just because there's air in between all the rocks. So if we just take 3/4 of that, then we get 45 milk jugs worth, which multiplied by the 35 pounds, we get just under 1,600 pounds of rocks here in the loader. So if you're wondering approximately how much weight you have, this is a really great quick way to estimate it, and even if you don't have a milk jug, you probably know how big a milk jug is, and so you can just see how much you have. I hope you have a lot of great ways to use this technique. Appreciate your time. Thanks for watching.